I was at this webinar, and you know, there were hundreds of innovators, and you know what they said? Design thinking is dead.
Gijs, they're idiots. Right. This is a conspiracy theory. Design thinking has not named Elvis. It has not left the building. It's not choked to death on some peanut butter sandwich like Mama Cass or whatever it was. This is a completely ridiculous position. And I know
Why?
Let me use me first. So I know that you're a smart guy. Summarize that why. So you obviously believe this. Why do you think design thinking's dead? Then I will rebut.
Well, I'm not completely sure yet.
You don't know.
No.
So this is my point. This is my point. You just listened to some hype and you brought it to us for no reason.
But no, come on. I'd like to know so I'm doubting here, right?
Yes.
So I'm doubting here. So of course, design thinking can't be dead because it's the way I think, and my thinking is not dead, right?
So now you're arguing for my side. That was easy.
Come on.
I would say to you this, at its core, now more than ever, in response to the changes that we're dealing with at societal level, and with the potential cataclysmic changes that we've had, how humans feel about their world is even more important than it is. But I would say the reason that...
Yeah, but then you know why they say that? Because computers will take over. AI will take over. So there are no humans anymore thinking in the way how to solve problems, how to get problems, how to create solutions.
Can I suggest that there was a world before design thinking?
Sure.
This didn't somehow appear in the sort of 12th century and somehow become a religion that's gone around the world.
Yeah,
it's quite recent. It's only in the middle of the last century we started hearing about it. And for me, there's a very simple thing going on here, which is an old story about innovation. Where does it come from? Is it pull, and design thinking is listen to people, what do they want and need, and find subtle ways of doing it? Or is it push? We've got new knowledge in it. And it's always been that way. So, in a sense, all I'm hearing so far is just the echoes of a long-standing debate. It's been around a long time. Whether you need the one or the other, I think, Chris Freeman, one of the great writers on innovation, he said, look, necessity might be the mother of invention.
Yes.
That's the sort of design thinking. But procreation needs a partner. And that's a really nice way. Actually, you've got to have pushes and pulls. And the pushes sometimes, especially early on, create the new opportunity space. But then what are you going to do with that? Well, you probably need to ask people. But for me, as I say, I'm hearing echoes of something that's been around a long time.
Yeah, in that sense, design thinking needs to be reinvented. I think we've been overly reliant on design thinking as a process and very focused on front end and not looking at how does that connect to execution and how are we bringing different methods of co-creation and leading that to a way to strategize and execute.
I don't understand. Are you saying, is the assertion from the video that you watched that design thinking is dead because machines are going to do it? Is that the assertion?
Yes.
But that makes it more alive than ever. It's now scalable and free. It's everywhere. It's taken a life of its own if we do that.
Yes, by machines, and we don't need humans anymore. That's why design thinking is dead.
Okay, so the actual thing is not design thinking is dead, it's that humans' involvement in design thinking is dead.
Yes, human-centered design thinking is dead. Because, you just import everything in your own private, it's called ChatGPT thing, right? And you put in, here are my inventions, here are my patents, these are my R&D projects, this is the market data info from customers, and it works 24/24, and we ask them, generate new brilliant concepts which will generate 100 million turnover in 3 years, which will be feasible, and it gets boom, 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 new concept.
But the very essence of design thinking is that it's a human-centric process. So we're not looking at the deeper thought process of reflecting and understanding, using empathy, understanding the client in the field.
But can I come back? I mean, this human thing kind of sets it up as it's a false dichotomy. Is it artificial or is it human, warm? Now, let me give you a good example, right? Where did the skateboard come from? This wasn't, let's have a focus group, let's understand, let's empathize. No, it was a bunch of kids who said, I'm in the middle of the US and I'd like to go surfing. I'm going to bolt some wheels onto a piece of wood and see if I can do it. And that whole thing was essentially a push innovation and spawned all sorts. You then can do design thinking, what color scheme would you want?
Fool out of me, 'cause I see the design thinking. No! What is dead? No way! No way! No way!
Design
I heard you before, but I'm not taking it anymore.
And that's design thinking, and this is this thing. Now, I want to go back and ask you a point about the so many things. I wrote a book in a month with ChatGPT. The last book that I wrote, I used it as a co-pilot to help me do this.
You mean
thing.
ChatGPT wrote your book?
No.
Come on, here we go, right?
Just let me take this.
Okay, you put your name on it. It's exactly an example, and see, the color of your face is as red as the color of your shirt now. So shut up.
Shut up! So what does that have to do?
ChatGPT is writing your books. Come on. To prove exactly that I write that design thinking is dead, because you know what is alive is how to write prompt for ChatGPT. That has become your essential skill, and you are correcting the way you are writing your chat for ChatGPT, and there is no design thinking process left there.
Okay, so you would say that when I was using a pencil to do design thinking, that all I was doing was using a pencil. The act of correcting the prompt is the design thinking, Gijs.
It's asking the question and not the solution.
No, it's asking the next best question to prompt a solution.
Yes, so you used, or I used, and we all used to create ideas. And now we are creating prompts. And that is exactly the difference. We used our creativity to come up with solutions. And now we use our creativity to ask the right question to ChatGPT.
But is it
Design thinking is dead.
That is
It's
design
gone.
thinking, asking the right question, that's it. The asking of the right question is design thinking.
Yeah, but it's not just about creating ideas. It's about how do you transform those ideas into value. And that's where design thinking might create an interesting approach, but it needs to be rethought.
Of course, that's the back end. You're right, that's the back end. But I focus on the
I
front
still think
end.
this is a false thing. We've almost got something going on at right angles. We've got the GPT, autonomous innovators versus human warm ones. And then we've got this, my old thing, push and pull, right? Now, ChatGPT, one of the things I've seen it do very, very powerfully, Frank Pillar wrote a great paper about it, is where are trends? Now, what is design thinking? It's all about understanding context, empathy, get deep inside that context. How would you do it? Well, one thing you could do is scour all the different user groups on the internet and understand what they're talking about and stuff. But that's a hell of a lot of stuff to do. It's what AI is rather good at doing. So there you've got a power tool actually doing design thinking, not pushing it away.
to support
But
your
I come back to my
process.
other point. Where do innovations come from? Huge number of innovations come because I want to change something. I want to make something happen. That is not to do with, I'm going to ask these people.
No, that's
empathize
not
with them.
design
No,
thinking.
no, no.
That's not, it's inventing, right? It's creating. You
Yeah,
create.
but it's not either or. They both exist.
My assertion is design thinking is not dead. I'm with John on the power tool, but actually I can design empathy into my system consistently. And it's not if I have a bad day, I lose empathy.
That's it.
You know?
That's it. So empathy is in a system. Creativity is in a system. Coming up with solutions is in a system. And our role is asking the right question. Oh, come on. You know, it's the thinking is dead here, right? Come on.